Hi travelers, how are you all doing today? It is time for theme park travel tips. Yay! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I am B.nycum. I am an MVP travel agent, certified Disney adult, universal enthusiast, and a wife and a mom. But yeah, welcome here. This is where I give you new and up-to-date information about what is going on in the Disney World, Universal, Disneyland, well, theme parks in general. So welcome. Last week, whenever we spoke last, I said I was going to talk about Universal and their ticket options for 2025. And guess what? Just like everything happening in Universal this year, they have already changed some things. So I'm going to take the information that I had and kind of backtrack, and we're going to do that video next week. And I'm still going to be talking about Disney today because there is some pretty interesting Disney information that came out this week, which I'm actually very excited about. And if you're like, Becky, you're talking about Disney and not wearing your ears, it has been a whole day already. I have been at a car show with my husband and toddler all morning, and I'm tired. Your girl is tired. But the main thing that we're going to talk about today is virtual queues. And guess what? They're gone. Yay! Okay, yay for me. Yay for me. I never was a huge fan of virtual queues because with a virtual queue, well, let me back up. Let's just talk about virtual queues first, okay? Good. So with the virtual queue, that was where you had to have the My Disney Experience app. And in the My Disney Experience app, you would go in at, okay, it opens at 7. But if you know, you know. You start on that app at like 6:55 and make sure that you log in and you go to whichever ride you want to get the virtual queue from, okay? And at 6:59, you start refreshing that thing. Oh, you're refreshing as quickly as you possibly can, and you are just hoping that you get a virtual queue. At 7 a.m., you got to wake up specifically for one ride at 7 a.m. I mean, you're probably already up at 7 a.m. if you're going to rope drop, but still, it's just another thing to add to that day. And then if you didn't get it, then you had to go back on because you had to try for the 1 o'clock. And if you didn't get either of those, you might not get to ride the ride unless you buy the single lane pass for that ride, or you got lucky enough to get it on a multi-pass if it was available. Well, the days are gone. Well, technically, February 25th, 2025, there will be no more virtual queues for Disney World. That truly, at this point, only affects Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind in EPCOT and Tiana's Bayou Adventure in not Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom. It only affects those two rides. They no longer have virtual queues. So at this point in Disney, there will be no more virtual queues. People are pretty divided on this. A lot of Disney people are divided, and I get it. You will get the option to do a standby line, so people, like anybody, can now ride that ride, which is great. But with the standby line, a lot of people are anticipating that the lines are going to be longer. And yes, but everybody will now get to ride the ride. So yes, the rides will be longer, and you still have the option to, at least for the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and EPCOT, you can still buy a single pass. And in Magic Kingdom for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, you can also use the multi-pass to do the lightning lanes. So there are still ways that you don't necessarily have to like just stand in the standby lane, but it does open it up for everybody. And I've always found Disney to be pretty strategic whenever they do this. Most of the time, yes, at like the first couple of weeks, there's like a spike in the wait time whenever they remove a virtual queue from a ride. But then like after then, like it just becomes like, well, everybody can ride it. Everybody can ride it. So it's just one of the rides. And it actually sometimes takes the pressure off of the other rides. Like I'm anticipating a drop in like Remy's Ratatouille ride and like Frozen Ever After in EPCOT. I'm anticipating that those wait times are probably going to decrease because now you've got another highly demanded ride that you want to ride. And same thing with Tiana. Normally Disney's pretty smart about whenever they drop this. I also think they're doing this because there's a lot of construction going on at Disney, and we will get to that later in this series. But as of 2025, like, Disney is going to become a pretty large construction zone in at least 3 parks, pretty majorly. Not including Epcot. Epcot's kind of the safe one because that one has been through the ringer for the past several years, and I never thought that we were going to see those walls come down, but praise the Lord, it is over. But, I mean, as of, like I said, February 25th, 2025, no more virtual queues. Now, Becky, do you believe that this means it's the end of virtual queues? Absolutely not. No, I believe that we will see virtual queues again as soon as they open up all these new rides that they are talking about. I mean, they are making, like, you know, a whole Monsters Inc. land. I believe we'll see virtual queues there whenever they open up their new coaster. There's like the retheme of the Rock and Roller Coaster with the Muppets. I believe we'll probably see virtual queue whenever it gets to that. Again, there's no dates on these yet. So like, we just know that it's going to happen eventually. I mean, there's doing the whole Cars land in Magic Kingdom. I believe we'll see virtual queues there. We're going to see virtual queues again. At least that's my opinion, as I've seen Disney do with the major rides. But until further notice, those virtual queues are gone. So no more getting up at 7 a.m. and frantically pushing buttons to try to get a queue number. And then, you know, I never really cared for the queue because it always happened for me and my family that, like, whatever queue number we had always happened when we were supposed to have it, like, a Disney reservation at a restaurant. And then it's like, you know, you're just trying to figure out, well, it's like, well, what do we do? Where do we go? How do we get there? And then you're like running frantically from one place to another. And see, all that's over. You don't have to worry about it. You just go stand in the line, or you get a single pass where you know what time you're supposed to go there. So I'm thrilled. I think it's going to be great. Yeah, that's just my opinion. But let me know your opinion. If you think that this is going to be terrible and, you know, that this is really not your cup of tea, leave a comment down below. You know, I mean, I guess it's everybody's opinion. But, you know, at Disney, I guess I also am from, like, a generation of past, like, you just waited. Like, when I was growing up, we had the fast pass, okay? And it's like, some of you were like, whoa, what's a fast pass? Yeah, that was before multi-pass and Genie Plus and all that fun stuff, you know? This is back when it was free. What? Yeah, free. It was back when you actually went to the park that day and chose what fast passes you want. You only got 3, maybe 4, maybe, if you were lucky. But, like, you just waited in the lines. Like, you just waited in the lines. That was just the way it was. Good things come to those who wait. Okay? Wait in those lines. And trust me, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, totally worth whatever wait. Totally worth it. I mean, that is an amazing roller coaster. It's an entirely different experience from all the other rides in Disney, Epcot, whatever. But hey, until next week, when I will be talking about Universal. So until then, have a great week, travelers. See you out there. Bye.